prime numbers are numbers which can only be divided by 1 and themselves. So we're looking at numbers that are not composite, meaning they cannot be made by multiplying two other numbers together. So our list of prime numbers is endless, but it starts off with 2. 1 does not count as a prime number because it has to be 1 and itself. That sort of double dips. So 2 is really the smallest prime number, followed by 3, not 4 because 2 times 2 gives you 4, so there's other numbers that can make that. So 5, not 6 because 6 is composite. 2 times 3 will give us that. But 7 because that's the only way we can get 7 is 1 times 7. We skip 8, 9, 10. Next goes to 11, 13. And again, this list goes on and on and on. It's endless. Okay? So really what we're looking at with prime numbers is numbers that are 1 times itself would be the only way you could possibly get that. And just, fact for curiosity here, this is not only is this the smallest prime, but it's also the only even prime. And why is it the only even prime? Well, because of any other number that's even, 2 would go into it, so that would break that rule of 1 and itself being the only numbers. Okay, so let's look at a quick example where they might give you something like this. Is the number 27 prime? Okay, so what we're looking at is there anything besides 1 and itself? So obviously 1 times 27 gives me 27. That does not make it prime though. What I want to know is there any other way to get 27? Well, what about 3 times 9? Does that work? 3 times 9 is 27, correct? So because of this fact right here, that means the answer to this question would be no. 27 is not prime because there's other things that go into it. This would actually be what we call composite. Okay, other numbers multiply together to give it. Let's look at one more example. So what about if I gave something like, is 43 prime? Okay, well, we know 1 times 43 works. Is there any other number, though, that will go into 43 evenly? So if we try, 2 won't go into it because it's not even, right? So 2 won't work because it's not even. What about 3? Well, 3 won't go into it. And if you don't know the rule for that, if I add these numbers together, 4 plus 3, these numbers here, that gives me 7. And if 3 doesn't go into that evenly, it will not go into the whole number. So in this case, 3 won't work. And if we try 4 and 5 and 6, what we're going to realize is no other number will go evenly into 43. So in this case, the answer is yes, 43 is prime. So what we're looking for is numbers that can only be created or sort of multiplied out by 1 and itself.